Lena chose the third option because it was the one that hurt the most. If they split the team, neither side would be strong enough to feel safe. But if they stayed together, the leak would spread and the vault could be exposed before they understood who had sold them out. So she made the call. "Marcus," Lena said, "you stay here with June and lock the vault down. If anyone comes through that door, you hold them." Marcus' eyes narrowed. "And you?" "I'm taking the stranger." June pushed off the table. "You'll need someone who can read the city routes." Lena looked at her for half a second. "You're coming with me." Marcus started to protest, then stopped. He knew the shape of the choice. He knew there was no clean way through it. The stranger flinched when Lena stepped closer. They were young, maybe not much older than Toma, with a hollow face and a jacket too thin for the night air. "What's your name?"
Lena asked.
"Eli," the stranger said. "I didn't want them to know I came here." "Who told them?"
June asked.
Eli swallowed. "I don't know his name, just that he came to the East Market asking about old storage routes. He had a scar across his mouth and a ring of wire on his wrist." Marcus stiffened. "That's not random." Lena turned her head slightly. "You know him." "I know the type," Marcus said. "Someone who trades in places, not goods." Eli looked from one face to the other, fear tightening his shoulders. "He said there was something hidden under the station. He said if I let him there, I'd be fed for a month." June's expression hardened. "And instead you came here." "I got scared," Eli said. "I didn't know it would get this far." Lena held his gaze. "It already has." They moved fast and kept quiet. Marcus stayed at the vault. June and Lena followed Eli through side streets and collapsed lanes toward the East Market, a place of broken awnings and old stalls where trade used to happen before scarcity made every exchange feel like theft. Eli led them around the long way, avoiding open ground. Only 3 shadows moved through the ruined district. At the edge of the market, Eli stopped behind a rusted truck and pointed across the square. "There," he whispered. A figure stood near a burned-out stall, head tilted as if listening to the air. The man wore a stripped coat and had the kind of stillness that came from too much confidence. Even from a distance, Lena could see the wire ring on his wrist. June crouched low. "That's our leak." "Or the man who found him," Lena said. Marcus wasn't there, but his voice seemed to follow them anyway. "There are people who sell routes, not food." The stranger shifted and glanced toward the dark street, then spoke to someone hidden behind the stall. Lena saw only the edge of a shoulder. Another person. June's jaw tightened. 2 of them. Eli whispered. "I didn't know he brought anyone." Lena's eyes stayed fixed on the scene. "You're here now. Keep low." The hidden person stepped out long enough to reveal a bundle of folded cloth tied with red string. Not supplies. Papers. June leaned closer. "They're not just looking for the vault. They're collecting records." Lena felt the cold settle in her chest. Not random thieves. Not just scavengers. Someone was hunting memory. The market watch ended badly. The wire-ringed man turned suddenly, as if sensing them. June grabbed Eli by the collar and dragged him down behind the truck just as a shout cut across the square. A second figure broke from the stall and ran. Lena made the choice without speaking. She rose, threw herself after the runner, and caught only a glimpse of a hood vanishing into an alley. June called after her, but Lena was already moving. The alley was narrow and broken, lined with caved-in walls and old posters peeled white by weather. The runner vaulted a fallen beam, stumbled, and dropped something in the dirt. Lena snatched it up. A ledger page. Her ledger page. Her name, her marks, copied by hand. Her breath left her in a sharp, furious burst.
"No."
The runner turned at the end of the alley, face hidden, and disappeared through a side gap before Lena could reach him. June caught up, staring at the page in Lena's hand. "That's from the vault." Lena's face went very still. "They've been inside." Eli appeared at the alley mouth, pale with fear. "I didn't tell them. I swear." "I know," Lena said, but her voice had changed. This was no longer about a scout line. Someone had found the hidden place. Back at the vault, Marcus was waiting with the tension of a drawn wire. June laid the ledger page on the table. Marcus looked at it once and swore under his breath. "They've seen enough to target us," he said. Lena nodded. "And they know we're dividing resources." Eli stood awkwardly near the door, unsure if he was prisoner or witness. Marcus studied him. "You brought them close." "I didn't mean to," Eli whispered. "No," Lena said. "But you saw enough to matter." Marcus looked at her. "We need to move the copies." June answered first. "If we move them now, we risk losing the vault. If we stay, we risk losing everything," Marcus shot back. Lena picked up the ledger page and folded it once. "Then we do what we should have done from the beginning." They both looked at her. "We stop thinking like one shelter can hold a whole future." She set the page down carefully. "We scatter the copies. We make the knowledge impossible to kill in one strike." June's eyes sharpened. "Mobile caches." Marcus nodded slowly. "Not enough time to set them all." "Then we choose the most important ones," Lena said. "And we teach others how to carry them." Eli stared at her. "You trust people with this after what happened?" Lena looked at the boy, then at Marcus, then at June. "If we don't trust anyone, memory dies anyway." That night, they worked by lantern light. Marcus packed supplies for defense. June sorted power cells and marked portable storage. Lena copied names, treatments, and survival notes into smaller ledgers meant to be carried, hidden, and passed on. Eli helped because he had to, because he wanted to be forgiven, because no one else in the room had time for fear. 3 people at a time. Always 3 or fewer, each one carrying a piece of the future. When the first cache was ready, Lena closed the cover and pressed her thumb to it like a vow. June looked up from the battery pack. "If the scouts come tonight, we'll be ready." Marcus checked the door. "They will." Lena heard that and didn't argue. Instead, she took the smallest ledger and slipped it into Eli's hands.
He stared at it.
"Me? You know the streets," she said. "You know how to disappear. That makes you useful." Eli held the ledger as if it might burn him. "What if I fail?" Lena's expression softened. "Then you carry it anyway." The vault lights hummed. Outside, footsteps crossed the broken ground. Marcus reached for his rifle. June killed the lantern near the shelves. Lena stood between the ledgers and the door. Then the knocking began.
Once. Twice.
3 sharp blows. And a voice outside said, "We know you're in there." Lena looked at Marcus. Marcus looked at June.
June looked at Eli.
And Lena knew the season was about to end on a choice that would decide whether memory survived the night. Your turn to decide. Part 5 and Season 1 finale. What should Lena do next? Option A. Open the door and confront the threat directly, risking everything to find out who is behind the hunt for the vault. Option B. Hold the vault and let Marcus defend while June triggers a trap that forces the intruders back into the dark. Option C. Use the mobile caches immediately, splitting the knowledge and slipping out through the old tunnel route before the attackers break in.